And what about you, Vanessa? How did you do?
I think I got 4 right. 4 right? Yeah. I've read a lot of this over the years.
You what?
I've read a lot of it over the years.
Okay,
But it's also, I'm sorry, there's one other thing. We're also gonna capture, we're gonna let them know by email that we're gonna add their email address to the bottom. So we can let them know if they won a t-shirt. And that's gonna capture the emails.
There you go. That's good.
Are you a
idea.
used car salesman?
Close.
Tricentennial Committee is now in session. Today is Wednesday, October 8th. First item on the agenda is reflections relating to Tricentennial celebratory events. First thing we have to do is welcome our new committee member, Michelle.
Yeah, welcome.
Michelle,
Happy to have you.
Michelle has hit the ground running. I've already been in touch and we've been coordinating some things and she's taken over some of the admin on our social media. Getting it going. So, I
Notice.
appreciate everyone's
Notice.
input, support. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Anything else on that? Next item is committee volunteer Jamie Falcone, who is joining us on Zoom. Yeah.
He is not feeling well this week.
While we're waiting for Jamie,
Here it comes.
okay.
I can't hear a word you guys are saying. This is worse than a phone call. I apologize. It might be me, might be the technology in the boardroom, in the room, the sound in the room or something. I don't know.
Anybody else have anything? Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you now for some reason. Before I had to have my phone up to my ear like I was talking to you. Hi.
Hi, welcome back. You came, we met you a couple of months ago and we talked about the fireman's muster. Since then, you have filled out a volunteer form to be on the committee and as our veteran. So tell us and the public why you want to be on this committee.
Well, yeah, I came to you to try to secure a date for the muster, which you granted, which is great. And then in my process of kind of discovering what that entails and looking around at different things, I actually saw the vacancy on your website. I could have sworn, that was filled. I know Mr. Harding, so maybe he just had other obligations and so forth throughout the summer and can't fulfill that spot. I'm happy to try to step in. I am a veteran. I'm a lifelong member of Southborough. I'm a business owner in town. So I would try to stay pretty involved with the community just through those doings. And then when I saw the seat, I figured it's a natural kind of segue into having trying to host one of the events and then, maybe trying to help you guys do some extra fundraising for the rest of the events that we're going to have throughout the summer. I'm happy to lend expertise or, be a sounding board for ideas or anything that you need me to do. I'm happy to make any type of commitment time-wise and frequency. I just need to know what the focus is and, yeah.
Very good. Doesn't surprise us. Any questions or comments?
Well, as we've talked about in previous meetings, we're always could use more help. And if you've got a specific interest, Jamie, or something you'd like to share with them?
So, organizing. I could be boots on the ground. I got a loud voice. I don't need a bullhorn. Fundraising, I'm not shy of asking money, any of those types of things.
You do have to talk to Ginny about fundraising because we aren't technically doing the fundraising.
Good, well, that one less thing we have
talked
to
about that
focus
the other
on,
day.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, look, we're planning events and we're gonna spend all the money they get.
yep.
Anything else, Keith?
No.
Anybody else, questions or comments?
Welcome.
Yeah, I think Jamie would be a great addition. He's a great guy, very outgoing, and I think, knows a lot of people in town. And I think it's a great opportunity for all of us.
Yeah, I'm in if you'll have me.
Well, the next step, after this is for us to, vote to recommend to the select board that you get appointed. I got a question, what years were you on the service, Jamie?
I didn't want to go to work for my family's oil business right out of high school. So I joined the Army in '89, and I liked it so much I did more than my 4 years. I stayed in for an extra year or so. I got out in '94, just as we were activating and getting ready to mobilize and go out to that first Desert Storm and so forth. So but I am wartime vet. I'm service connected disability. So I'm a disabled vet, but it wasn't from war or anything like that. Just hurt both my knees. But yeah, '89 to '94, and kind of got out right before I want to say the getting got good. I came home here to Southborough. That's where I grew up. So didn't know what else to do. But at least I had some skills and I had seen a little bit of the world after I got home. So
That's great, thank you very much. Thank you. So, if there's no other questions or comments, we'll entertain a motion to recommend that the select board appoint Jamie.
So moved.
Second that.
And seconded, okay, motion's been made and seconded, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Raising hands, is that what we're doing?
Yes, right.
5-0, whoa, 6-0, Jamie raised his hand. You're welcome to stay. Stay with us tonight.
yeah, I'm having trouble hearing you, but I'm absolutely going to stick around. I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Under this item, also committee volunteer, today I was on the phone with Eric Eng, who I've met over the phone, but not in person. He's a retired Southborough resident and has expressed interest in joining the committee. So I steered him in the direction of the town website for the application, the volunteer application. And he indicated that he would do that and submit an application to join our committee. So we'll see what happens. That's Eric Eng from Southborough. Next item on the agenda is a discussion of financial disbursements and protocol. Who's got this one?
I can do it. I mean, we talked about this. So after our last meeting, Dawn, Ginny, myself and Kathy Cook got together and met. We had, did we have a draft of this? We had a draft of this that we looked at last time we were here. And we got together and hashed out some of the details of it so that everyone was happy, the fundraising group and Tricentennial Committee. And in the packet is kind of the end version that we came up with. It's more or less the same thing. It's basically stating the division of powers that the Friends board of the Friends holds purse strings, and we get to request the money to be spent. Both the fundraising group and the Tricentennial Committee will request money to be reimbursed or to be paid out to vendors. If the fundraising group has to have money spent, their request is to first go to our committee for approval and then to the board for reimbursement. So kind of all the money is approved by us and then forwarded to the further approval for the board of friends and disbursement of money.
Okay, you said reimbursement, and that is part of. the
Well,
deal.
reimbursement or payment, yes. So I'm
Or the
only,
friends
so
pays
far
the
we've
vendor directly.
correct. So far, we've only been dealing with reimbursement for stuff that, like buying t-shirts and banners and stuff like that. But moving forward, my expectation is that we will be able to send them invoices that they can pay directly. So there's no out of pocket that we have to get into.
That should be the majority of what we do.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just kind of the reimbursements for little things, like the ice cream and I bought another tablecloth for the friends group and things like that, get paid for and then have to be reimbursed. So if anybody has any comments on this?
Yeah, I have one quick one. So I read through the document before, and there's one part that I thought maybe we want to have a little bit of clarification on. And that is, if I can find it in here, where we submit the request for funds or whatever or the invoices to the friends for payment.
No, not to the friends.
Um,
Well, no, you're correct, to the board.
yeah.
I'm thinking of the fundraising.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one, I think maybe on the committee side, right, we need to have some protocol for what's an approved expense from our end, because I hate to have somebody spend money and then say, well, wait a minute, we didn't agree to that, right? And or the friends say, we don't have that yet, so there needs to be a little, I think, tightening up there. And I'll give you an example. Let's say that I went out and said, look, I'm gonna hire a band for the music festival. I commit to it and then I walk over to the friends board and say, hey, I need, X number of dollars, but.
So the way that we've done this in the past, like the most money we have kind of spent was last year at Heritage Day.
Yeah.
And so we kind of set a policy, which I guess we didn't really make formal, but probably should.
That's what I'm getting at,
Yeah,
Patty, is
right.
we just need to make it clear in here so that when we're talking about money, if you're spending people's
Right.
money, you want to make sure that everybody's on board with it, or maybe Dawn needs to sign off on it, or whatever it is, so that we don't all of a sudden get out of step and say, why are they running off spending all this money over here on the parade or on the music festival or on the whatever?
So that is kind of the reason for this second document,
Okay.
which is to create a paper trail, because I had presented this like a year ago and it wasn't actioned upon. But then, as Dawn and I were talking, that we really need a paper trail that's traceable and accountable. We revisited this, which is, we're just calling it a purchase order. So the way we've handled it in the past, and maybe we need a formal decision and vote, is if it's a minor expense, like if you're going to Staples and spending $10 on copying or something, everybody thinks that's okay. But if you're spending over X amount, then it comes to us to vote on.
Okay.
And I suppose if there's a time constraint, it can be done via email to take that vote. I guess we would have to check.
Well, not a vote of this committee.
Not a vote, right?
Can't
But
do
if
that.
this committee voted to do that,
You could vote like
to
a
not
minimum.
exceed.
Yeah, so last year I was doing, t-shirts and tablecloths and banners and blah, blah, blah for Heritage Day and postcards and whatnot. So I kind of came up with a budget for all of those items and we all voted on it. And basically I was giving $2,000 or something that I could spend, but I could spend up to $2,000 to create these marketing pieces. So, I mean, maybe we can, do it that way, like if you see an expense coming up that you're gonna have to make decisions, we can vote in advance that. As long as it aligns with what we have discussed and voted on, you can spend up to X amount of money. It still has to go on the form, whether it's an invoice that we're going to have the Friends pay for directly, or whether it's something you have fronted the money and want reimbursement. We want a form for everything
Mhm.
so that all the money is traceable.
Well, my suggestion would be you figure out what that sundry expense level is or limit. If it's $50, $100, you decide what that is. And if somebody steps out of line and say, okay, tell you what, that really wasn't what we intended, but I'm going to reimburse you anyway. But anything over that or whatever that limit is needs to have some discussion so that we know where the money's coming from and that everybody's on board with it. And I'm just saying this document doesn't
Have a
state
cap.
that. It doesn't say, it just says we're going to submit it to the. And then we should.
Well,
I'm
that's
just saying we should
probably
put
not something
in.
that the Friends, that's probably not the decision of the Friends, that's a decision of this
Of this
board.
board,
To make a
what your
policy.
feeling should be for
Yes,
those
and I
sundry
agree with
expenses.
Keith.
I'm just asking to add a little bit of structure
Yeah.
to this so that everybody's knows what they're doing. If
Exactly.
Michelle
Make it
runs off and
specific
spends some money,
policy.
she should feel comfortable saying, this is within the bounds, or I need to go back to the group and say, hey, it's gonna cost us X number of dollars.
And if it's something that's time sensitive, we can call a virtual meeting in 48 hours.
Yeah, right.
I mean, is everything, am I
Yeah,
being
no,
too bureaucratic here?
No,
I just think
no,
it's.
I think it's.
I think you need
The
to-
accountant would
I think
appreciate
Yeah.
that.
We are going to be spending a lot of money.
Yes.
They are charged with raising like $450,000. We
Yes.
have to be accountable for $450,000.
That's why I'm bringing this up.
So I would agree that anything that, to establish a specific policy that, you're on your own to spend, I don't know, $50, $100, with just cause. Beyond that, we either need to know in advance and give you a limit like they did with me.
Yeah.
Or you have to have actual numbers that we can vote on.
Yeah, I think that would be good if I came in and said, hey, I need to have somebody work as a DJ, it's gonna cost me $2,500, what do you guys think?
Right.
And you say, hey, we were thinking something else, or that's perfectly fine, and then we.
But I think we're also looking for each person who is coordinating, and correct me if I'm overspeaking, but I think we're looking for each person who's coordinating an event to keep an ongoing budget of what that event is gonna cost. So that you're not throwing at us $2,500 for a DJ today and $1,000,
that's fair.
so that you have your line items of what is gonna be involved in putting this together. And maybe your expectations of what that's gonna cost, and then your real numbers of what that's gonna cost.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good approach. Just, hey, the parade's
So we
gonna
need a
cost
motion
X.
to
this is
set that
gonna cost-
amount,
So, maybe what we should do
or not to
is
exceed
take,
amount.
maybe what we should do is take the intervening next 3.5 weeks and kind of write a short policy that says that,
How you wanna
And-
approve
right,
expenses?
that we would then vote on next.
So just
meeting.
to clarify, would that be additional language in this policy? Are you just gonna add
No, I
like
think
a
that's a
paragraph
policy
here?
for us.
Or it's gonna be a separate policy?
I don't think that is really related to this agreement. This piece of paper is basically how to get the money from the friend.
Okay.
But that's based on, in here it said that it's already been approved by the chair
Right.
and or vice chair.
Right.
So I think that we're talking
It's
about a
separate.
policy
Okay.
for this committee on how we move forward with spending money. In my opinion.
Yeah, we've had this discussion before, and the more we put in writing, the more we think about it,
Yes,
we realize that there's more detail that needs to be clarified. Which just happened in the last 5 to 10 minutes. So,
so would you
Yes.
wanna write up something
sure,
for us? I mean, you can send it to everybody via email in advance.
Just don't comment on it.
Right, no, you know what, send it. Here's the get around to that. Send it to Vanessa and BCC, the Tricentennial Committee.
Sure.
Because if you send it to all of us and somebody replies, you have a conflict with open meeting law.
So what I'll do is I'll try and draft up a little policy. It's only talking about a paragraph.
Yeah, correct.
And I'll leave maybe the dollar limits out so we can decide on those as a group, or you can decide Adam as chairman and vice chair,
Or
but just say,
maybe propose.
I can propose something to.
Propose something, I would say.
Just, that should be something that can be determined, and that's just gonna be a
Yeah.
different number, right?
And just a
So-
policy that we can all agree on and vote on and then move forward with, that's
Okay.
how
Yeah,
we're gonna
I can
follow
do
that.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it's a good
Sure.
idea.
So let's, I'm totally in agreement with what's we're talking about, but I like when you started, Keith. It's your job to put together a band concert,
Mhm.
right? Music festival, whatever.
Yep.
And you're gonna come to this committee with ideas. And some of the ideas will be kind of open-ended and others will be, this is what it is. This is what it's gonna cost.
Mhm.
So in order for you to do that, you either have to have a thorough knowledge of what's out there, or you have to pick up the phone or emails or websites or whatever, and reach out and check on what that, let's go with the DJ, right?
Yeah.
So you'd be familiar with what a DJ does.
Mhm.
You call the guy up, the lady up, with an email, and the person says, okay, yeah, I'm good for, March 6th, 2027. And this is what it'll cost you. You write that down and you say, I gotta get back to you. I gotta,
Yeah.
thanks, this is what the cost is, this is the date, this is what you're gonna get. Let me know before that date gets taken by somebody else. So now you come back to the committee with that info, right?
Mhm.
And then the committee says, yeah, good, let's go for it. At that point, I don't think any of us have the authority to tell, we may have the authority to have him freeze that date for us without sending. And then at some point, there's gonna be some type of a commitment document where we're committed to hold the event and the DJ is committed to be there and perform. Am I take?
Yeah.
We have limited,
Yes.
very limited
Well,
authority. Actually, probably zero authority to enter into a contract with anybody, verbally or otherwise. So when we're out there doing this, we have to make sure that that the person we're talking to understands that we're a committee and that there's some steps that have to be taken to lock it in. Okay. Is that consistent with what you were thinking?
Well, yes, I think the whole procurement process needs to be clear for all of us, right? In terms of, so if I keep, how do I commit to that DJ, right? How do I commit to anybody? I don't have any money, right? We can't enter into a contract. So, I just think, once again, before I take that step, I want to know clearly how this works.
So you mentioned commit, right? So we get to that point and we send the guy the contract and the contract says, this is what I'll do for this amount of money. 1 month before the event, I need $2,500. And the night of the event, or within 24 hours of the event, I need another 5,000.
Mhm.
He signs it, town signs it. Who would do that? Ryan?
Was the town spending the money? Or,
Well, if it's coming out, if it's being paid through the Friends of South 300
Yeah.
account, then the agreement would, I think,
With
be
the
with the
Friends.
Friends. But our protocol still stands that we need a certificate of insurance and, things like that.
So let's go back to the DJ.
Yep.
So there's the first step, which is the commitment. And that might not involve any money right away.
right, it may not, but maybe you're booking a date, but generally, when you make that commitment, they're gonna say, I want this, and I have some kind of cancellation policy, right?
So the total for the DJ is 7,500. The guy wants 2,500 at a certain date for the event. So we tell the friends, please commit $7,500 for this DJ night.
Okay,
So that money now is not available for anybody else. Rep.
okay,
And then the friends will watch the disbursement the month before, if that's what the guy wants for it. But, you know, for starter, and then the final payment for performing the event. So there's commitment and then there's disbursement.
um,
And each of us, like for example, on the parade thing, right?
Yeah.
We have to understand that if we contact the guy that works on the stilts, right? And he says, you know, what I just did with the DJ. There has to be those steps. We're gonna commit to this day, at this time, to do this thing. You need any money up front? Yes, or no, but you gotta pay me when I get off the stilts. Otherwise I'll hit you.
Okay,
so, all right, and maybe one last comment on this, and then it's just. So we talk about signing an agreement or making a commitment. Who's that between? Is that the town?
If, I think Vanessa cleared it, if we're decided to pay through the 30,000 we have, then it would be with the town.
But the other thing is, I'm gonna check this with our insurance agent. I have a meeting with him next week. Because all of these events, the majority of them will take place on town property. So the town is still the host. It's just the funding source. It's not funded through your article or our operating budget. It's gonna come from a different funding source.
Right.
So I just wanna run this by the insurance company, so we know for procurement and insurance liability, you know, what we need for each event.
And the steps to get from the start to the finish.
Yeah, I just, I know it seems like minutia, but it's.
No,
But it's gonna
important
become more
stuff.
and more important the closer we get.
Yes, and I think that if we get ahead of it a little bit, we understand what the protocol is and what the requirements are. We'll all feel more comfortable with it.
So that's good,
So-
so ask for more detail.
I think that, I think we need to go back to Kathy in this, because if, you know, if we're controlling, essentially, if we're trying to organize these events and budget appropriately based on the money that's available, it still has to come through here to spend the money. So if you were having somebody, talk about the DJ, that wants a deposit.
Mhm.
So the contract would say X amount of money in total, X amount of money as a deposit by X date. So we have to approve the whole amount. And like you said, request that from the friends. But I guess I'm just like. I mean, I guess it is. It would be the friends that has to sign the contract, but we have to approve the contract, right?
Good question. Is friends signing contracts for, you know, parade participants, DJs, that kind of thing? Or is it this committee on behalf of the town? I don't know
We
who
can
has.
clear that up pretty quickly with our town council.
Yeah,
But
I think-
only if it
Yeah. Okay,
involves
let's put a
money.
pin in that.
Yeah.
To-
If
let's
the
put it-
DJ wants to come and say, I'll do it for free,
Then we love them.
then there's no, your friends aren't involved.
Okay.
Right, the friends aren't involved, nobody's signing a contract, they're just gonna come and do it, just like a volunteer, and that's fine, but I think,
I would still get a contract.
okay,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
even if there's nothing,
Yeah.
no money
Yeah.
transpiring, just so that there's commitment.
Yes.
So I mean, that contract you started from the parade, right? Which, you know, was kind of a takeoff of Westboro Parade.
Yes,
Has that gone to town council?
not yet.
Okay. So perhaps you could email that to everyone to look over. And at the next meeting, we can discuss that contract to make it a generic contract
Mm,
and then have town council opine on it.
It's pretty
And the
generic that way.
friends. Well,
We have two, I
yeah,
think we
there
have two,
was some.
it's from two towns. I think
yeah.
one is a parade contract and the other one is like an event contract. And there's a line that says, what event are you gonna
Yeah,
participate in?
I saw a couple of things I would like to maybe opine on.
Yeah.
But, and then we could round that through town council
Mhm.
and through the friends to make sure that everybody is happy with an official contract. So we could put that on our next agenda, and in the meantime, send out the one that's currently there seeking comment from everybody. Does
That's
that
the one
work?
that you socialized.
Yeah.
I like the
I think
idea
it
of
was
having a standard kind of
One
contract.
contract
agreement.
that covers everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, further to that agreement with the friends was this, as I started to mention, so if anybody, if you wanna look that over, if anybody has any comments on it. It's done as a PDF fillable form, so it can be, other than a signature, can be all done electronically and emailed. And it's just really a generic purchase order to request money. So the way we see this happening is that this would be attached to any contract and be sent to the friends. Okay,
If there's nothing else, we'll move on to what's the scoop?
There you go.
Michelle,
Okay, so
first of all, before we let you speak, you should get a,
a lot of time and effort into it, yeah.
but what I want to say is, Keith had asked me, we had everybody show up. I mean, there were so many people there that, unfortunately, we didn't have the crowd that we had hoped, but I feel that there was a significant amount of people. I'm not sure what the fundraising committee gained from that, if there was any gains at all.
We sold a brick.
Oh,
We,
good.
we
But
sold a brick and we sold
Few
some
t-shirts.
waters because the soccer game
Oh,
was just ending and there was some hot kids. So they paid $5 for a little bottle of water. Hey,
t-shirts.
and we sold some t-shirts. I think we got the brick and like $95 or something. So it wasn't, it was again exposure.
It's exposure, exactly. And I'm not sure if anybody else, if we got any volunteers, but I actually got a volunteer for the graveyard committee, who
That's
is
great.
Sally's neighbor, which is a really good thing because I'll tell you what's happening with that.
Nice.
And so I feel that, I mean, all these little successes add up. And I do think, there was a lot of exposure with the event throughout the town and social media. And hopefully we get some momentum going there.
They also, one of the families that came, he is a DJ and volunteered to his DJ services for any event that we need them for.
that was the man in the suit,
Yes,
wearing the suit.
yes, his family, they had just come from church and he said, and he gave me his contact information and everything, and he said, anytime you need me for any event, let me know.
Oh,
That's
really?
awesome.
And he had ice cream too.
He did, and I have to just personally say that salted caramel was to die for.
Yeah. Yes. Was, I guess
The
we need some,
raspberry one was.
some small
down there and
events
bought it.
throughout
Like
the
a couple
year.
days ago.
Of the salted caramel, and did you say because you had it at the Tricentennial?
Well, Connor knows me now. 'cause
Oh,
I
yeah.
talked to him about, going to school and running a business and, he's got more ideas than anybody. He's just excellent. And that ice cream, it's Richard's. right?
Delicious.
Yes, delicious, great. It was fun.
No,
And the weather cooperated this time,
yeah.
so it was perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
So But that was a,
A teaser.
we didn't make any money, did we? Did we lose some money on that one?
Well, we weren't, how were we weren't looking to make money. Fundraising was there. But it was to bring awareness to the Tricentennial and the brick program. Yeah.
Okay,
I do have, some reimbursement that I will be looking for, so I'm not sure how to go about that, but I do have the.
Fill out the form.
I have it.
I
have it.
emailed it. to you.
I know, I just need to get one receipt from, Sperry's Ice Cream.
anything else, Michelle?
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
It was
The
you did a
scoopers-
great job.
the
It was-
scoopers.
Yeah. It was very well thought out and very well planned.
And fun. Next item is finalize the plans for the 2025 Heritage Day.
So I guess that's back to me. I talked to Ginny and I had a little conversation about coordinating something. And unfortunately, it does not look like the weather is going to cooperate for Heritage Day.
So sad, since we've had the most perfect weather.
So sad.
Wasn't it
2
terrible
months.
last year too?
Yeah.
Was it last year? Yeah, it was terrible last year. That's right.
Oh,
So, yeah, it's unfortunate. So fundraising, Ginny and her husband are once again supplying us with a 10 by 20 tent. And we are going to share it. And fundraising is going to be selling for a donation, offering massages.
Can I read you my little?
Absolutely. go
Okay,
for it.
perfect, because I have a little social media post that's
You
going out.
present what you're doing.
And
then
this
we'll
way
talk
it'll
about
cover
us.
all your things.
Yes.
It's, okay. Stop by the Friends of Southborough 300 booth at Heritage Day. We're celebrating Southborough's past, present, and future, and would love for you to join us. Here's what you'll find at our booth. Relax with a 10-minute seated massage offered by our friends at Theracopia, available for a minimum donation of $10, with all proceeds benefiting Friends of Southborough 300. Enter our raffle for a chance to win gift cards to your favorite local establishments. Go over that. And purchase a personalized Tricentennial brick and leave your mark in Southborough's history. Every visit, massage, or brick purchase helps support Friends of Southborough 300, a volunteer-led nonprofit raising funds to make our 2027 Tricentennial celebration inclusive and memorable for all. Find us at Heritage Day. We can't wait to see you there, and we have a visual. So that's kind of the plan. We did the raffle last year. I don't know exactly how many we're gonna have, but I do have some repeats of last year. Yummy Mummy, Morrow's gift card, something from Gulbenkians. Nan's, I guess, has been a little slow on there. Last year we had no problem. This year we're having trouble. Okay, so we're working on it. If you want to take a look and run down this, because a lot of stuff we already have. But this was our list from last year and who was bringing what.
so the column on the left is the thing, and the next column over is the person that's gonna
Yeah.
work it.
Yeah, but it's not accurate because
This
like
is from last year.
it's from
Right,
last year.
Yeah, but that's,
Last year.
we either keep the
So
same
are
names
you,
or.
are you gonna sell t-shirts?
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I don't want all the t-shirts out if it's raining.
they are a big hit. They're super pretty.
Yeah, I'm amazed how many that we sold just at the ice cream
Yeah.
thing. It was.
So we might as well.
So it does a question, if someone comes in the town hall, where are the t-shirts? Where can I direct them?
So that's
To you.
not ideal.
I know, but we gotta keep them all in one place, you know, I mean, we can't have some at the townhouse.
Yeah,
You know?
that's fine. I just. wasn't sure where
I'm
they were
gonna ask,
located
I
right
can
now.
ask if Theracopia will sell them. And be a spot. I think she might have room and she has
Nice.
all our stuff there and she has people from Southborough coming in all day, every day. You want to ask her?
Senior
I
center,
don't know. Let's, because, I don't know, how do we keep track of it then? I don't-
Well, she's on the fundraising committee, so
I understand. We decide later.
Unless it's, you know,
I've
a
had so many
small
things
batch
Going on this
somewhere.
weekend, like my brain is fried.
yeah, that's, but I think it's.
But
worthwhile.
in the meantime, if someone asks me for a t-shirt, I'm gonna send them to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Let's do Heritage Day first.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're getting the tent from Jenny.
We need
Um,
tables.
Do you have a table?
I think mine is an 8 foot, which we don't have a block for.
Does anybody have,
I have a table.
you have,
6 foot,
and I
I have
have
6
one.
foot and an 8 foot.
Okay, so Patty,
so Patty, Michelle,
Michelle,
I think Karen Anglin had brought one to the.
She did.
she did.
All right, I'll ask her.
Okay,
so if you're bringing 2 tables on 1 table, are you gonna carry it, Michelle, or are you gonna ask for help?
you know, you can drive right onto the
Yeah,
field.
for setup.
And
Yeah.
for
I know,
setup.
but I mean, where's the table now? Is it in the garage?
It's in my shed, yeah.
So how's it gonna get from the shed to the
It
field?
fits in her car, just like it
Goes
goes
in
in
the car.
And you're gonna do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
If you need any, if any of these things need, just,
She's
So
no
if it
lightweight,
needs-
she can do it. Okay. And you
One.
can have one tent with 2 sides,
Okay.
fundraising and us.
It's a 10 by 20.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's gonna be enough room for.
So we will have 2 tablecloths. We currently have 1. We will have 1 hopefully tomorrow. That's the Friends of.
I can bring a white.
I'll bring a weight as well.
Okay, so Ginny and Michelle. Actually, it would be nice to have a table. Or I know you guys are handing out popcorn and stuff. I think even 4 tables might be nice. I have a small one I can bring, because we need a place for. The t-shirts to land.
we have
You
2 in
have
the
a bunch of
front.
tables.
I do, I have
2 in the
tables.
back.
I have the plan from
I
last
think
year.
we need a table.
Plan.
What's that?
We
Are they
had,
just those 4?
No, I've got probably a half dozen,
Yeah, the
plastic
plastic,
ones.
yeah, 6 foot.
See if there's 6s, I can't remember if there's 6 or 8.
Layout.
The 6 foot is the normal, isn't that?
So we had 2,
Yes.
2 tables in the front, a small table, but that was for coloring, which we didn't do because of the
No.
rain. And then we had items, we had a 3rd table in the back for backup, for like the bags, we had the bags. We had the t-shirts.
I can give you as many tables as you need.
Okay. Okay,
3 folding chairs I have,
okay,
banners, Patty, you'll bring.
yes. Balloon arch, we're not
You're
doing
not doing.
rope for banners, because how did we set, we like did something up with those. Can you just do the same thing again?
Yep.
Okay, so we're putting Dawn on that.
That would be the banner poles,
Yes, banner
similar
poles.
to what we did at the scoop ice cream thing. But
Okay.
it'll be bigger. and taller.
Hanging rack for clothes.
No, that was for the
Oh, right.
colonial.
Don't need
yeah,
it. Raffle
history
tickets, you must
Ginny,
still
I
have a
have.
million.
I have some too.
I just got 2 reams from Kelly too, so we have plenty.
Yep.
Pens, Patty.
Yep.
Clear packing tape,
I have that somewhere because I bought another one for ice cream and I
Patty.
didn't use it.
lucite frames. I'm gonna have one more frame to advertise the, I just came up with the quiz,
I bought 2 additional ones for the ice cream thing.
8 by 10,
Yeah,
I have some in that box.
8.5 by 11.
Yeah, so that you didn't have to cut off the
Kind of
border.
I like that, much better. So I have a cash box for cash, and I will
And
stock
the
it.
t-shirt, we could just hang one. They know what they're.
pay. So,
Popcorn, I'll take care of getting the popcorn.
oh, so that's Patty.
Popcorn bags, we have some from last year, I might buy some more because there was There's a unopened package and an open package, and I'm gonna trash the open package.
Okay. All right, no small table for coloring. Anybody have, you had small easel last year? Used to have it?
I
We have
think
some easels.
I
at the
got that
town hall.
from my friend. Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Oh,
With tripods.
Well, this is small one. It's the pictures.
and that was a tabletop one that I got from my friend. I can get it again if you want,
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
ours are
yeah.
larger, ours are
like floor.
floor,
Yeah,
if you want them, Brandy.
I'll get the little one.
Oh. Just in case. Oh, they are in here. Okay. Trash bags. Somebody can bring some trash bags. I can.
It doesn't.
Need a barrel?
Barrel would be good. Can you bring a barrel?
barrels.
No.
Provided by.
Oh, are they?
Debbie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Out
But what-
in front of each booth?
Did.
well, they're kind of near, but I
Scattered
think what we did was we generated our own trash. And I think I took that to the dump later that week, so.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
there's gonna be a dumpster there too by the
oh,
bathrooms. So,
crossing the community hubs.
so just, you could take the bag of trash to the dumpster by the toilets.
Okay.
Gloves. Do you have more gloves?
I don't know what happened to them.
Oh,
They're
are
not
they
in the
still in the back
box.
of my car? Cause I haven't
Probably.
even looked.
Yeah,
It's
there was
in
a
the
lot
back
of
my
gloves
car.
there.
So Patty and the gloves. Water bottles. Did you?
We
do-
have plenty.
Yeah, I know, but you decided not to do the labels?
No.
Okay. So water bottles, do
Andrew
we
and
need a
Patty,
cooler?
'cause Andrew's gonna bring what he has.
I can bring a cooler.
You know what, we'll just use that blue tub. It kind of goes with our colors and we'll
Yep.
just throw that
They look
icing
great.
on it.
That
Great.
was perfect.
Yeah,
Is that the one that was on like a hinge?
no, the thing that they were using with the water bottles. It's like this
Bright
big
blue.
blue.
Tub.
Our colors.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, t-shirts, I'll bring what we have.
Bricks. you get
Bricks.
those.
I have
Michelle
the
has
brick.
the brick.
The merch to give away, Patty, you still have everything?
The what?
The merchandise to give away?
What do you mean?
The logo, grocery
Oh,
bags, the
yes.
stickers, postcards. Are the postcards to date or are they out of
No.
date?
We're not using it. The postcards are old. The postcards, Michelle's gonna talk about that. in a minute. We can bring the coloring pages. I think it's gonna be too wet. If it's sunny, I'll bring them. If it's wet, forget it. Stickers, postcards.
So the
no.
gift bags, I know we used one last week. I don't know which one it was, but if we could still use like the Maros, the Yummy Mummy platter. Cause you know how we labeled the bags? You still have them?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Where is that? Where's that on this list?
It's under raffle items. It's under
That's
merch to
easel.
give away.
Gift bags. Okay, got it. And
Ah.
then easel for the raffle items. What is that?
No, that was for the artwork.
I think we did a 8.5 by 11 that's stuck in a lucite thing of what the wrap they were, didn't I?
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay, then the signage is the buy a brick, the order forms, Venmo. Raffle,
we can use all that we had at the ice cream.
Mhm.
yeah, that's great.
That's already
And the
done.
raffle sign, we had 1 for 3, 2 for 5, 5 for 10.
I can print that. That's fine.
Sign for t-shirts.
I think I still have that from last year, so that's fine. Grab item stickers for bags.
Oh, that was the ones to market Morrow's.
Yeah, I think I might have tried to peel one off, which didn't work so well, but I'll let you know.
Well,
Okay.
let me know if you need me to go to the dollar store and get more stuff.
But,
I feel like if the weather is looking as terrible
Well.
as it is, we're gonna pull back a little bit.
yeah. I don't think we should spend a lot of money if the
The
weather
turnout
is
isn't gonna be
horrible.
worth it. Last year, we spent $700 on that booth.
Right.
It was a bust.
So this year, I mean, the only thing we're talking about spending money on is popcorn and
Where are you gonna
another
get
set
the
of
popcorn?
bags.
It's good.
You might have taken, yeah, you might have taken, yeah.
It's awesome.
It was pretty popular last year to give out. Yeah, we already have all the water, so not much. Okay. Yeah.
I think we're good.
All right.
Just
so
one,
we're next-
If I remember, I don't think it was windy last year, wet, but I don't think it was windy.
I know that Jose put stakes in the ground for the tent,
Oh, yeah,
and I think we had weights on them too.
Jose said all that.
We'll figure it out.
So
And then
what
as far
time?
as,
What time are you meeting?
So. What time did we meet? I think
I sent this here.
it says on this form, 8:15 booth setup. But I think we didn't, I think we met
like
at
it
my
starts
house at
at
8:30.
What time's the parade?
I'm gonna look that up right now.
Because you have kind of a problem getting in there
Yeah.
when the parade is going on.
Yeah, but I feel like we met at my house at 8:30.
I think at 9 or 10.
I think you're right, Jim.
Right.
So the 8:15, I think,
Is when it opens. That's what the email said this morning.
Okay.
Is what?
That's when St. Mark's opens it up. for-
Yeah, that's when you're
When
allowed to
does-
come in.
So what time's the parade?
I don't know.
I thought it was like, you got from 8:15 to 9 o'clock to get your tent up and get
That
yourself ready.
sounds familiar.
And they say 9:30, like it opens. So I don't know what time the parade is, but
And then
the
it goes all the way
vendors
to
and everything is
3.
going to be available at 9:30.
Pretty much over, too.
It's miserable. It's rainy day. So who can we count on to show up and help? I know Michelle's gonna be away.
Andrew said.
You're gonna be back for that wedding, aren't you?
I should be.
Yeah,
I'm already planning on bringing some tables over.
yeah, okay,
So, let me know what you need. I'll be around.
I'll be.
okay.
Yeah.
We'll touch base with Andrew
I
and.
have an email out to my team to
Okay,
get confirmation on who's coming. Aaron Abram is coming. So far,
and maybe we can do shifts so that we don't have to be there like everybody has to be there the whole time, kind of thing. Okay, great, sounds like a plan.
We all done with Heritage Day? We'll move on to the next one.
So there were just two items that I had put forward
Oh,
in
yeah.
the emails about if we wanted to have another activity besides the trivia
Oh, right.
to do cornhole. I don't know if that makes sense given the weather.
so sad.
Because that's probably something that would need to be outside of the
Yeah,
tent.
it's gonna be outside of the
Okay.
tent.
So cross that out for this year, but maybe that could be fun for
Yeah.
next year.
And maybe next year we could have a tricentennial.
And now we're at 95% rain.
Yes,
on
it'd
Monday.
be nice to plan in advance and do something custom that could perhaps come to other events
Yeah.
or live outside other public
Could
spaces.
definitely be at the family barbecue. could be
Oh,
at
yeah,
the-
that's true.
It could have two
Festival.
holes in
Do we
it,
know,
right? For the
do we know
0-0.
anybody that could like make one of these for us and then we can have the logo put on it or
Well,
something?
why don't we do,
Yes,
why don't
we
we
can actually-
put that on Southborough Community Turn Share and see if anybody.
I mean, like a local volunteer person to make it.
Yes, probably. I do know a woodworker in Marlboro, but yeah, I could
But
definitely
it's
put
something
that out.
that, you
Yeah,
know,
that's a
over
fun
the next
idea.
few months, we could put on social media, like seeking help.
Seeking help, yeah.
I love the idea of having it for different events too.
Yeah, I think that's a cool idea.
And you could print,
And
you could
maybe,
have a logo sticker printed.
Yes, we can.
yes, of course.
There you go.
So it really only needs to be a plain.
Yeah, or painted one of our colors and then use the other colors for the bean bags, sandbags.
Love that.
Michelle, you're gonna talk about this.
Cool idea.
Yeah, so the other marketing piece that we had potentially talked about was creating a postcard that could be given out at Heritage Day and then go on to live in places like Townhouse or available at other spots. It sounds like the timing might not work to be printed in a cost-effective way for Heritage Day. If it felt helpful to have this information as a sign, we could just do one as a sign to be available.
What is the key? I forget what you told me.
So the QR code goes to the town website, which
website,
feels like, to me, it feels like if we're going to do one point of contact to everybody, I feel like it should be a reference back to the town. And then I'm working on the update to the town page to have then links to Facebook and email to the newsletter, sign up, those kinds of things.
Hmm.
On there.
And Michelle, is it possible to have like stickers made up like this that you could then local businesses and things could put them in their windows so people go and buy, say, oh, check out the 300 celebration. They scan the QR code and go out. I'm thinking of like, Morrow's Market or the Southborough House of Pizza, all those places.
We could actually
My
do
door
window
has a
clings.
really tiny little sticker on it and I would love to put a poster.
We could do
Yeah.
window clings.
Window clings would be great.
So the only pause I would suggest on that is that I did send Katie Berry an email asking if she could. We need some way, easy electronic way for people to sign up for the newsletter.
Mhm.
And we don't have that
Right.
because we don't have a website to run this all through. So one, I asked Katie Berry to put something on the very top of our page,
Okay.
stay in touch, stay in the communication, whatever. And have a mail to link to our email address.
Okay.
So for now, if we get emails on that, and I might want to get her access to that email.
Mhm. Yeah.
Would I ask Jay for that?
Probably Jay.
Okay,
Jay or Hassan.
because we have an email, which is
Mhm.
southborough300@southboroughma.com.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Jay to give you access to that.
Okay.
Which you do through your Southborough Outlook account.
Okay.
And then a mail to link on the website that will go to that, requesting people give their full name and of course they get their email address so that we can create constituent profiles for them in Bloomerang.
Okay.
In the meantime, I've also sent a note to Dawn and was that Kathy or something and Jenny. Thank you, Ron. That we need to do a website and just work out the process do that and the logistics of whether if the Friends and the Tricentennial Committee can share a website. Because a lot of these things through Bloomerang that we really, really, really want to access and take advantage of,
Mhm.
we need a website to host it.
Right.
I was gonna suggest that maybe we talk to Brenna. I don't know if she has experience in doing websites, but
It needs to be a WordPress site.
yep, she might have
Yeah.
experience, so we just need to check in with her.
Yeah, we talked about it when we met, so I don't think that's a problem.
Does she have WordPress experience?
We didn't talk specifically about WordPress, but about creating it and trying to understand which committee is actually gonna own it and, manage that piece of it.
So, I mean, I haven't heard back, but did you get my email?
I did, and I like the idea that it's a tricentennial website.
But
Well, just one website for the tricentennial.
one website promoting both fundraising and the events, yes.
I just will talk to Kathy to make sure church and state,
Yeah, but we can do that on one.
one website makes sense.
What
Yeah.
website would that be?
So when we first set up this committee, actually, the IT department registered a URL for us. We
Okay.
already have it. We just have to park it somewhere. And we haven't moved forward just because there's been so many other things going on.
Gotcha.
But there's a lot that our software, the Bloomerang, can do that we should be taking advantage of, but we need a website to host that. For just the minimal thing is, when you get the emails, the newsletter email,
Mhm.
normally if you get a e-blast like that, it says at the top, view this in your browser, right?
Yeah.
We can't do that because we don't have a URL that we can host we don't have a website, we can host the HTML line
Yeah.
because we can't host that on the town site. And we can sell tickets and reserve spaces on events all through Bloomerang, but we need a website.
In which, but you have the URL, so.
We do. And I mean, really, seriously, we're together pretty quick, just to, even if it's a build out at a later date, just
For now.
host it somewhere and get it up and operating so that we have, the homepage and something that can operate some of these things that we need hosted there.
You just don't know about the fundraising on the same site.
I'll forward you the email that I sent because that was my question is, I had some specific ideas how we could do that, of breaking out the pages for events and for sponsorships, for fundraising. But questions about, what about sponsor logos?
Right,
Because they should be on.
Because we're not allowed to fundraise ourselves.
No, but people that are sponsoring, that have paid money to sponsor, need to have their logos on the website.
Listed, yeah.
So,
I think that's a very important thing for our.
Absolutely.
That they
Absolutely.
get that exposure, so.
So, who's gonna do this?
The website? Is that the question, or my original question was about, printing a postcard versus printing, a poster, or if either one of those would be helpful for that day, or if we already.
so how
collected
if we
enough
do
information.
this? And could you print this like 8.5 by 11?
Yeah,
And then we can put it in one of the holders.
yeah, so this is sort of like the mock-up of information that I'd started to prepare to go onto the website. So that it's like finished, that the recommendation was to have sort of finished artwork ready to go. So it's pretty much the same information as the postcard, just the only thing absent is the QR code. So this could be turned into a poster for Heritage Day with the addition of the QR code.
Yeah, I like
Does that make
that.
sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
just. Yeah. Ah,
Yes, it's very much just that. Yeah, it's all the same information.
Yeah.
And so, sorry, what size did you say? You just want 8,
yeah,
keep it 8.5 and 11, just to put it in.
To go in the
a
little-
plastic
to
sleeve?
go in our little holders.
Okay, no
Our little side
Okay, so I'll
holders.
just add the QR code and, okay, if I just email it to you, since I won't be there that day.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
print it out, sure.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
I will do
Excellent.
The
that.
lights go on, Vanessa.
Okay.
when-
And
Yeah, I think that'll be a good
And then if there
solution.
is any feedback on, Patty was able to provide some suggestions for the language on the postcard. And, you know, again, as I sort of think about the strategy of promoting this over the next 2+ months, to me, it seems that, you know, this next 15 months needs to be a real focus on, obviously, Friends working on fundraising piece, and this committee really teasing some future events. But I think to get people really learning, understanding, getting excited about the history of the past, maybe current history makers, things like that, you know, start to get people really connected to why it's so significant to celebrate these 300 years. So that's kind of like the time, you know, as I think about these 2 years, and then as we get closer, obviously, to 2027, that's when we can really start digging into the actual promotion of events and details and things like that. So, you know, as I think thought about the postcard, you know, sort of to get people focused on what's happening now, staying connected, signing up for the newsletter, signing up for social media, Facebook, Instagram, and then hopefully connecting with perhaps some current, you know, or not current, history, either events or information, what's happening, that kind of stuff. So
I think it's a great idea that we need something like this and need to have it printed as a handout.
Right,
But
just high level of kind of what's going on.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think also really connecting that these events in 2027 are really dependent on fundraising, that, and everyone can be a part of that. So I think, you know, I know that's sometimes uncomfortable to highlight that as a message, but I think it's so important to know that, you know, the drone show will happen because it's sponsored, because people have participated buying bricks and things like that. So I think we don't have to, you know, make that huge, but in this way, it's a little bit subtle at the bottom to know that all of these events are dependent on that fundraising.
are you doing trunk or treat?
I am away, and I don't know when it is. Is it, do you know what the date is? I'm away the 26th, 20th. I'll be back. 27th.
I think it's the last Saturday.
I'll be back for a town meeting on the 27th, so. I don't know.
So back to Michelle.
Yes, October 25th from 3 to 6.
Okay.
you just described what needs to be done, and we need to hear that you're gonna get it done.
Yes, so to confirm, I will update a document that I will send to Patty, and there will just be a tabletop 8.5 by 11 sheet available for plastic sleeve for Heritage Day. And then I will continue to update a postcard that I guess I'll need to look at the number we need to have printed in the budget for that. But I suspect
So
that
is
to be a
it-
cost
is
under
it,
$100.
I have a lot of resources printed.
Okay.
So how about, could you send just the postcard to all of us? Again, like BCC, the Tricentennial Committee.
Yeah.
If anybody has comments, they can get back to you to finalize it.
Yep. Okay.
And then send it to me before, when are you leaving?
I leave Saturday afternoon.
Okay,
But the postcard is not as critical time.
no, I mean, for the flyer, for the thing we're printing out for Heritage Day.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
yeah, I can
if
send
anybody
that
has
to you.
comments, they could probably even just tell you.
Is
tonight.
it gonna-
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the layout.
October 25th from 3 to 6.
Okay, so
Right here, between here and
25th from 3 to 6, and
Uh-huh.
I'm away. But is there anybody on the committee that would be available? I'm asking the fundraising committee.
Can you say the date again?
Up to
October
October 25th.
That's Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Patty and I did it last year, and I've never in my entire
It
life
was nuts.
seen so many Southborough people and kids.
Was it beneficial, do you think?
Well,
I don't know that we got a single brick order out of it.
no, we did not. It was more passing out information,
Yeah.
Tricentennial's coming. We could do we didn't know what to expect, and it was
Yeah.
just lines of people
I know.
going around
I heard
booths.
them.
And
Grabbing
as
candy.
much money, as much
Stream.
candy as you can pay,
Where was that at?
they go
It's right here between Woodward and out front
So-
here.
Oh, was that right?
in the parking.
But it's what they told me. I talked to the fire chief. And he said up by the fire station, when they have the parade.
Mhm.
And they have cookies and candies and stuff up there and the contest. That would be a better place to set up than the actual pickup of the candy.
It might be, because it might not be quite as hectic.
But it's a hectic day and it's a hectic event and families are all dressed up and I don't know if you're gonna get the attention.
Yeah,
I don't,
I'm not positive either, having been there last year.
Yeah,
I don't know, I just hear the screams.
they're not there for something like this. They're there for that purpose and that purpose only.
So would the same thinking apply to when Santa Claus comes?
Yeah, kinda.
Let's go back to the URL. Michelle is not doing that.
I would be coordinating with probably Brenna. Brenna and I would probably work on that web, could work on that website together.
I want to be involved in
Oh,
that because
yeah.
I set up all the brand standards and all the branding for the organization for both, so.
So Michelle, you'd have the lead on that.
I think it would be collaborative, but I can definitely make sure that we're getting it going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
who
mean,
goes
We're
well?
gonna host it. Like, who's,
Joyce, do you?
you're gonna go like Network Solutions or something?
Yeah, something, yes, or something. I mean, it's, you just have to park it somewhere. It's where it's URL, we just have to.
Right.
But just because of the way Bloomerang works, that we can copy and code to, know that if you do it on other things other than WordPress, like if you do it on Square or something, then you can do that. So, and I do know WordPress, so I think it's just easier to set it up as the WordPress site. And it's not very expensive.
Okay. After we've taken care of that, you all set down there, Michelle?
Yes, thank you.
All right, approval of meeting minutes, September 10th, 2025. We need a motion to approve.
I so moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
line 17, 18, 19. I don't understand what that says. Sponsorship forms to be submitted to friends via email. We're not doing any sponsorships. I mean, I know you were talking about us, like perhaps somebody comes up to one of us and says they want to give us $25,000. I mean, we're not going to take any sponsorship forms. We're just going to direct them to Jenny and her team.
I think that's what we agreed to.
So I would like to actually just remove that section.
Just delete that sentence.
Yes. Delete that sentence.
What about the one below it?
Well, I think I'm not sure, but I think what she's trying to say there is that the Friends of Southborough 300 offered to supply a written report to the Tricentennial Committee each month, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Written report to the Tricentennial from the Friends of the sponsors.
would be provided monthly.
Yeah, it's just. Okay, just as long as it's clear that.
Yeah.
The report
Okay,
is
I'll
coming
fix
from
that.
the Friends, yeah. And then in line 23. 130,00. I don't know what that is. Friends has approximately
30. Oh, no, that's the Friends. So I think it was the 100 plus the 30,000 in the Warren article, but that's not really all Friends. It needs,
what's the 100,000?
I think,
well, there's another reference to
yeah,
that.
didn't the Friends raise 100, then there was the 30 from the town. That's sort of what I figured out what the 130 was, but.
The Friends account is approximately 100,000. It says on line 36.
Okay, so, but as I don't know was fully explained there. Here in writing, but the way that is not in their account. That's not that they have that cash on hand. Because most of these sponsorships they're getting in are paid out over the course of 3 years.
It's a pledge.
It's a pledge. So in most cases, they have the payment on the first pledge.
So do you want to delete that sentence? Does it really make sense where it is?
No, you need to take out the $100,000 because I don't think that's.
So I'm gonna strike that second sentence.
Yes, and on line 23 where it's saying, there's like a zero missing or something, but. I would strike that sentence too. Friends has approximately 130.
Yep, that's already gone.
Yeah, and the one in line 35, 36. I mean, you can talk about how much sponsorship is pledged. But that's not the same as having that money in the.
So why don't we just say the Friends have approximately $100,000 in pledges?
Is that? No, right?
I don't know. I don't see the Friends accounts.
No.
So
I only know of.
That's why we wanted them to submit to us a report so that we
I
would
know
be
of,
sitting
I
there
think
like
it's
this, not knowing how
55
much money.
in pledges and then another. Whatever in brick sales. So I would frankly, Vanessa, to be forthright, I would strike that because
yeah,
I don't,
it's just
it's too
unclear.
bad. It's unclear.
Okay, so I'll delete those references and just restructure the sentences so they make sense.
Otherwise, that's
Okay, so we still need to vote as amended.
I was going to ask if anybody else had any.
I didn't.
Okay, so the motion's been made and amended. All in favor, raise your hands. 5-2. Very good. Next item on the agenda is the status of the working groups, Community Barbecue and Music Festival. Is that Keith?
Yeah, I'd like to give everybody just an update on what I've been looking at and sort of the concept that is evolving, but I'm kind of working towards. If you don't mind, I'll try and make it as brief as possible in the interest of time here, but so I have spoken with a number of people. I spoke with John Garabedian, I spoke with DJ, trying to get an understanding of what bands might like, what, the logistics might be like, all that kind of thing. I'm also talking with Travis over in the rec department. And what I'm kind of coming around to here is a format where we would have multiple bands. Maybe it could be anywhere from 3 to 5 bands over maybe a 4-hour or 5-hour period. Where they each get roughly an hour or so to play. Maybe coordinate with the drone show and cap it off at the end with that, or cap it off at the end with some fireworks. And then there's some things that go into that in terms of logistics, in that you need to have a venue that will accommodate a large number of people. You need parking. And if you're going to have fireworks or a drone show, the timing needs to be right so that it's dark at the end, right? So these are just little things that go into it. In talking with Travis in the rec department, their summer nights program, the kind of the weekly or monthly band concerts only attract a couple hundred people at most, but the summer nights one, he said, could be 4,000 to 5,000 people.
Wow.
And when Michelle and I took a look at Chestnut Hill Farm, we weren't really thinking it was going to be 4,000 or 5,000 people, but that limits the number of places that you could have something like that. So there's Neary, there's Mooney Field, maybe Chestnut Hill Farm, although they don't seem to be all that responsive to what we're asking about, but that may change. And I might even talk to Travis about, should we just consolidate this with the summer nights at the end of the season and just kind of enhance that with better music, bigger events.
It would be summer day, night.
Could be, yeah,
Evening.
maybe, end of the summer, cap it all off. We've got a big event, and he's already got, some of the logistics down. He's been doing this. So that's just an idea of maybe coordinating with him on that. I would envision also some things like, I know it says summer barbecue and music festival. I'm thinking more of a bunch of food trucks, maybe some entertainment on the grounds, like it could be some face painting for kids, or something on stilts or balloon animals. I mean, just to make the whole thing festive and very family oriented.
I think that's a great idea to coordinate with an event that already is taking place, because you have the PR there, people know about it. If they already have 5,000 people coming to it, I mean.
Yeah.
I
So
think that's a good idea, Keith.
what do you guys think about that in general? Just the concept that I'm talking about.
Supersized summer nights.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if we could do that, it's either that or I take his template and say, okay, what are all the things you're already doing? And I got to do it a different day, but maybe we just supersize summer nights and say, you've already got, because if they already know how to attract 4,000 or 5,000 people, right?
It runs like a well-oiled machine, that event.
And then I don't need as much help, right, to reinvent the wheel. I have talked to, I spoke with a DJ last week that John Garabedian had put me in touch with. He's an event guy too. And he said, if you're gonna have 4 or 5 bands, you need to have a stage manager. So you should hire a DJ to do that, so that he's talking with people in between. He's making sure everything is set. But, maybe Travis has some ideas around that as well. So if people kind of generally like that idea, what I'll do, my next step would be, let me flesh this out some more. Come up with, I'll meet with Travis. I'll come up with some cost associated with that. We need to figure out things like, do we need security? Do we need
Police details.
yeah, all that kind of stuff, and come back to this committee and say, hey, this is shaping up to be something that's maybe in this ballpark, and here's the feedback I get from other people like Travis. I've also looked to talk to some other bands. One of the things I had was, do we get a bunch of bands that have a local connection? There's a bunch of them.
Grove
there are.
Street.
There's a bunch of
You know the Grove Street band?
No, which one's that?
That's, the electrical inspector.
Austin Bell?
Austin.
Austin.
Yeah.
Plumbing.
Oh,
Yeah.
plumbing, yeah.
Yeah.
That band's been in Southborough for decades.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of them like that. I've also tried to get in touch with Storm Large and Pick Martini. They're playing
No way.
way. They're playing actually at the Hanover Theater next week,
Wow.
and they're based out of Portland. But she hasn't been responsive, so I'm trying to get a backdoor connection there where there's somebody who's a family member.
That's great.
I don't know if you ever heard Pink Martini.
Yeah.
They're a fun group. But what this other guy told me, so I have a list of local bands that might be interested.
You know, Jim Flashkeys.
I don't know Jim. Oh, is he the one that's down the
He
street
used
from
to
you?
Yeah.
He was on the committee here.
Oh,
He was on the
Here,
Tricentennial.
yeah.
He lives on, Sadie Harbor, Presidential.
Mhm.
oh yeah. And there's Tom Barnes without a commission.
Oh.
Mike Patterson had his band.
He's still doing it.
He is. He played at the Legion Hall not too long ago. There's it's a Vicenda has a group.
Blues.
Storm like Mark Jablonski's band. And then there's also a couple semi-local Sty Monsters. You probably, that's Bob Murphy, Gay Dukett, those guys. And
So how,
so,
how does this, how is this different than, how would this be different than Southborough Summer Nights?
so I need to talk with Travis and get a better understanding. I've never gone to the big event for Summer Nights.
Summer Nights starts like around, 5 o'clock? And they have food trucks.
Mhm.
And then it's, people eating, all around, everything, waiting. And then as soon as it gets dark enough, they start launching the fireworks. And they go on for probably 40 minutes.
Do they have music?
I believe so.
They might,
Yeah.
So it might be that maybe they get one band to come out. We're gonna have 4 or 5.
but if
Okay.
we started at, let's say, 1.
Yeah.
And played music and had food all afternoon. And then it would just slide into the usual Summer Nights. Like,
Yeah, or we get the drone show to enhance it, or we get enhanced fireworks, whatever it is. So that's where if you've already got everything set up for that, right? Once again, a little less work for us, but we can do a great job enhancing that, adding some things that might have been out of budget for Travis because we've got some, potential sponsors and things of that nature. One of the things that this DJ had told me, which is kind of funny, depending on who you talk to, you get different opinions. But I talked about getting Junkyard Beating was saying like you got to get a big headliner. That's what's going to draw people. Well, they're already getting 4,000 or 5,000 people for Summer Nights, right? So
Right.
what this other guy told me, he said, no, he says people will have more fun if you get a really good cover bands because they'll know all the songs. And and he gave me a name of a couple.
Yeah.
So, anyways, needs to get fleshed out. Don't need to take any more time here, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm happy to look at it. If anybody has ideas, let me know. But my next step would be, I want to talk with Travis again, have a little bit more of a in-depth discussion with him. And then we can talk about,
They'll be-
so we have a couple of hard dates, like July 17th, which is the Fireman's Muster.
Mhm.
And we have some little bit softer dates, like I thought Ryan at the library said that they were gonna do a strawberry social or strawberry.
June?
Was it June?
It's,
June?
that's when.
that's strawberry season. Isn't it?
Yeah, okay, so it'd be June, so that's, at least we have a month for an event. So Travis should have an idea of what summer night, the date of Summer Nights would be in 2027. Now, we know that things can happen because it kind of, Summer Nights is kind of geared towards school.
Mhm.
Because that's a Saturday night, right? And then the following Wednesday, I think they start school, something like that. But if I don't know, there could be things that would have it sooner or maybe a little later. But I would try to at least get a draft date
Yes,
for that event. So that, we can put that on the calendar. Even though it's a draft and it can change, but we gotta start filling in these months with, events, maybe not the specific day like with the Barney's Mustard, but with, at least.
yeah,
Our
and I think
goals-
that will help with our marketing too, if we've got,
Dates.
a date and say, hey, June's gonna be this or whatever, June 18th or whatever we wanna do, but the more things that are sort of on the calendar.
Right.
I think that's a.
There's also been a summer concert, Keith, that the Youth and Family Services Department puts on.
Yeah,
I don't remember what month they held that. But that might be another opportunity to elevate a musical event,
yeah.
because they really don't have much funding of their own. They do have their own
Who is
friends
it? I'm
group,
sorry.
youth and family,
So-
but you could talk to Sarah, who is our department head
Okay.
at Youth and Family.
Any questions, comments?
I think it
Excellent,
sounds like
Keith.
great.
Sounds
making
exciting.
good
Let them go.
progress.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
All right, next item is the drone show. I think Andrew's updated us on that, and it's a thing that is easily or not as difficult to schedule the closer we get to that. On to the next one, historic events, oral history project, graveyard tour. Who's got this one? That show.
Yes, so unfortunately, we had a hiatus on the graveyard tour. And we tried to get back together and I think that things have sort of not totally fallen apart. But, there's just been some lack of interest. So we actually, at the ice cream social, there was someone that came up to me that was very interested. She's also like Sally, a historian. So Sally, she and I are going to get together soon, and anyone else who would like to get together. But I think that we have to sort of regroup. We have some really good ideas, but the members are changing. I can update you further along with that. I have not actually contacted Algonquin yet because I was waiting for the rest of the groups just to see what kind of needs the other committees have, because I haven't been in touch with principal.
Oh, Bevan,
Yes, Sean Bevan. So he said that they were very, very interested in doing things with the Tricentennial, but he needed sort of more specific numbers and ideas of what kind of talent was gonna be. So really not much on the graveyard. And as far as the oral history project, the studio is actually down. So we are waiting for Terry to get back to us. There's some technical problems, so we're just waiting on that, because we actually have a good list of people,
How many have been accomplished?
right?
It's a good start, Michelle. It
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
is. Yes. How do you feel that those went?
Oh, I think that they were
Good.
They were good. I think
Interesting.
that, by the third one, it was much better than the first one, but it was really interesting. And I think that, once we get the studio back, then we can actually open it up to have more people involved in actually sitting at the studio interviewing the residents, because they're actually quite excited to be there.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I
So
think
any-
that we have a good set of questions.
Maybe
so-
you should give everybody that, come and gets interviewed a t-shirt.
Yeah, I don't even think that we need that motivation, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a good list. I mean, the thing is, I don't know who funds that studio. Is that done by the town?
There's an agreement with the town, but the funds come from the cable companies. That's,
Access Media.
yeah,
Right.
something that, but I wonder
Is
if,
it from the
if,
cell towers or something? That,
no, it comes from Verizon, Charter,
Oh, right.
Comcast,
like that little fee
like,
on your bill?
public access money. But I wonder if they could go out do you think they could go out with like a camera and? If you need another space, I can find you a space, or is it more about the equipment in the studio? Is that where they need to do it?
I mean, it's pretty high tech there.
It is, I know.
Yeah, it's not like, with a
Video
with
camera.
the VCR.
How
Yeah.
long is it gonna be out of commission?
I don't know. I'll have to reconnect with her to see what is happening. She told me that she would connect with me as soon as everything was resolved.
Okay.
Where's that right now?
It's at Trotter.
Claudia.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
thinking of
very
moving to
impressive.
Fayetteville. We're thinking of moving to Fayetteville Hall.
No,
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 that's not.
that's a
It's not
town thing, that's not a,
Okay.
Maple's private, What is
But
it
if you
called?
don't hear back with her within a week or so, I can follow up
Okay.
with her.
Thank you.
What is the plan for where the oral histories go once everything's been taped?
YouTube.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it just
So it's
lives
gonna live on
actively
YouTube.
on YouTube.
Yes.
But then, like, if we have an event or something, we could be running
Projecting it.
continuously,
Yeah.
yeah.
Would the community be open to doing some library events with it? Like if we were able to do like a showing or things like that?
That would be fun.
That's
Yeah.
actually a good
To
idea.
introduce the, yeah.
That's actually a really good idea because you could do these and post them on YouTube, but unless people know about it.
Yeah,
So I think
I like
that's
that
a great
idea,
idea.
Michelle. Yeah,
Make it a little bit of a series to kind of again run through this whole year.
Have a movie night.
that's great, yeah.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Okay, I'll connect with you.
Actually, you could do more than one too, because they're gonna have a number of these oral histories, so you don't want 4 people on one night of like.
I think that she was actually thinking of sort of cutting them and pasting them together too, not to
Uh-huh.
have just one
One
person.
person. Okay.
So she was going to do something like that, sort of what she did for the veterans.
She won an award for
Mhm.
that.
So I think that we're lucky that we have her, so I think,
Yes.
Anything else on that one? Excellent. House and garden tour.
So, yesterday was a, meeting, I think it was yesterday, of the committee. As you know, Kate Battles is spearheading this for me. I had asked her to come tonight and she was too crazy, couldn't do it, but I'm hoping that she'll come to the next one, make her face known, because she's really spearheading this for us. So they decided they would like it to be called the Tricentennial House Tour. And they're gonna focus on finding, I'm just gonna read from her notes. Focus on finding 10 to 12 homes to participate. As we won't be able to have a rain date for the event, we thought adding a specific garden aspect would complicate things. However, we thought, as in the first year that she planned the original event, there'd be stops on the tour that have a garden focus. There is already one person who is a florist in town who grows the majority of her own flowers that has agreed to be on this tour, which is fabulous. She does great stuff. And also maybe Gulbenkians, who's always been very supportive of all town events. And let's see. They want to maybe be able to highlight a couple of these local businesses and encourage residents to stop and support them while on the tour. They talked about some dates and they would really like to reserve Saturday, September 18th, 2027 from 12 to 3 as the date for the house tour. I think we had suggested to them June or September, as we didn't have real events going on then.
that was because of the garden aspect.
Yes, because the gardens will be nicer, and this one florist grows tons of dahlias, which will all be in bloom at that time. But also just because they looked at different events that were going on in town and school events, and they determined that the weather in September and the eagerness post summer to have an event to look forward to made September a nice choice. They're confident that there are no holidays on that date. They confirmed that, and they were hoping that we could make that official and book them in on that date. She's got a letter that is about ready to go out to the potential homeowners. Again, they're looking to do 10 to 12 homes, so it's gonna be a pretty robust schedule during the day. And they're planning the next meeting.
How many hours? How many hours? was it?
It is 12 to 3. It's 3
So
hours.
3 hours.
Yes.
To have that 12
Mhm.
houses.
Pretty quick.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that this is still a little flex.
Mhm.
You know, when Kate and I originally talked about this, we were basing it a lot off of the one in 2019, which, you know, she really ran that and I was also involved in, and that was 4 hours. And some of the homeowners commented that it was a little long.
Okay.
So that's why we were trimming it down.
Mhm.
And, but I think the plan is to do similarly to what we did in 2019, do like a tour booklet and have people start at different locations. So like you would start at house 1, you start at house 5, you start at house 10, and then everybody goes in their circle that way, to keep the traffic flowing. So it's, there's still discussion, but they have thought a lot about it.
Yeah, that for, I guess you have to
Specific
keep the
reasons.
homeowner.
Yeah, you want
Yeah.
to keep the homeowners happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it, and hopefully next month Kate can come and speak for herself. And introduce herself to people that don't know her.
That
So
would go-
they're looking to confirm that date. Is that something
Um,
we're ready to do?
I don't know,
tonight?
what do we do? Do we vote on that?
Well, let's wait till Kate gets here,
Okay,
and then we
We'll
can
do that.
vote on it and start filling in the calendar.
that sounds good.
She may have more info in a month than she has now, so.
Their next meeting is planned for November 19th. So unless we plan a meeting after that, she won't have probably much more.
Was that the meeting, did they meet at the library last night?
Yes.
How many people were there?
There were a tremendous number.
We have to include counts, in library.
Oh, I can
programs
ask
that occur
her.
in the
I
library.
think it was like 5.
So, okay, I'll just say 5, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The one thing that I have also talked with her about that I want to put out there is they need to have essentially an agreement with the homeowners. And there was a one that was done in 2018, which I have a copy of. And it's basically, you know, here I release, discharge, agree to hold harmless, blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
I think we need something like that too. That's a contract with these homeowners. And I would like to kind of mark this up from what we used before and ask town council to
Mhm.
review this.
Yeah.
Since this is a
Sponsor.
tricentennial.
Yeah.
This is not a fundraising event. This is our event.
So you just send it to me when you have your final
Okay. Well,
draft.
she has sent me the one that we used last time and I'll just mark it up with the
Okay.
appropriate information and
Yeah.
send it to you. Okay, but you agree that that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm done.
Okay, next item is the parade, nothing new, we've been, not meeting for the last couple of months, but we will, finding that, once we get into, within a year, or 3 years actually, there'll be more interest and, people be able to come in.
John, what was the date that you were thinking about the parade? What was the date?
Heritage Day, but
We're gonna
Heritage. Day is
supersize
On
Heritage Day,
Sunday.
but it's gonna be Sunday afternoon, not Monday.
That's gonna be busy September, October, November.
Yeah,
Mm,
September, October, that.
In July for the. Oh, no, September is.
July is the muster, but also July is also, we have to have some kind of ceremony at the Town House that's on the
Bless you.
actual day of the incorporation, some little thing.
Which is a Tuesday, I think.
Is it
Yeah,
Tuesday.
so we'd have a board meeting. Well, we plan a board meeting for that.
board meeting?
We'd have a normal select
A
board
select
meeting
board
that
meeting.
night.
Oh, so you're thinking of doing it at night versus like
Well,
during the day out?
I'm just saying that, you know, the board would be gathering that day anyhow,
Mhm.
because that would be our normal meeting night. So, you know, obviously we can frame something.
Something, we have to do, we
Around.
have to do something.
Yes.
Okay,
Move on to updates on the brick fundraiser. Do we already do that?
there, I have no comments.
Anybody else on the bricks? Fundraising, usually by this point in the agenda, we've kind of
Well, but,
nibbled at this, or
yeah, and Ginny's already left. We have nobody here from the fundraising committee to updates.
and then the promotion of the Tricentennial newsletter.
I started in that October issue. If anyone would like to contribute something. Like maybe one of our little things for the end of the. What do they call it? Did you know, or something, some little historical facts with info.
That's what you had done on the last couple of ones.
Yeah,
I think that that's a good idea.
I'm starting to pull those together for the social media as well, so that we'll have something that's going out maybe every other week. Like what
That'd
we
be
did
great.
now. So I
Yeah.
can definitely roll those, unless you want a fresh one. Would you like a fresh one?
well,
the
I don't want
newsletter?
one that I've already used in a newsletter, but if you have something I haven't used in a newsletter, that's fine. Yeah.
Are you, sorry, I guess my question was, for the newsletter, would you like it to be different than what gets posted on social media?
I don't know that I'm not sure. I mean, if we get to the point where we have stockpiled some and can make it fresh, that's great.
Yeah.
Until we get to a point, which we're not at, I think that we can reuse. Sure. I mean, I was hoping to actually really get it out by like Friday to have
This
Heritage Day
Okay.
in it. And just like updates on the other things that we've done. And
Okay.
there's some new sponsors that, because we do a little thing at the end about sponsors, so we have new people to add.
Consistently, would that go out the first week of every month? Is that a good timeline to think about?
Yeah, that'd
Or
be great, but
okay.
I'll be
Just so I
sending
have
it to you to prove, because I don't get too much response from other people. But yeah,
Okay,
no, that,
perfect.
it would be ideal
Okay.
to have it on a regular.
So is it gonna be just primarily about Heritage Day, you think?
Yeah,
I believe that
yeah,
Heritage Day.
I mean, what else are we
Yeah.
thinking?
There's nothing new really, so
No.
I think that,
You know,
What-
call for volunteers, you know, maybe.
Well, you could do a little
Ice
thing
cream
about our,
social, thank
by
you.
by the 21st, you'll have 2 new members.
Yes, that's true.
So you could do a little welcome for
Yep,
Michelle and Jamie.
yes,
And maybe.
And do an ice cream social, thank you.
And maybe
as well.
Eric.
thank you for the ice cream.
yeah,
Participation.
you know what, if you could all just like take
Do it.
5 minutes and just either write something up
Yes.
and just pop it to me in an email.
Okay,
Great.
all right.
Okay, the did you know?
And a push for the Instagram and Facebook,
Okay,
Like,
I'll do that for.
yeah, to like us, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Other matters properly before the committee, the discussion of the October reports of the select board. I drafted the report, I gave it to, this would be report number 3, gave it to Vanessa, for, improvements, which I think are fine. So, the flavor of the report is to, make sure we capture the big things that we're doing, the direction that we're heading in, our goals, but without, turning it into a very highly detailed. They want details. Come to the meeting, or next action on these things. The intent is to not get into a whole lot of detail, but make sure that we cover the things that we're doing and plan to do.
And they'll ask you questions if they want more detail, right?
So that's happened at the previous 2 reports that we did. That I did. I gave the previous 2 reports, and I'm willing to do the next one, which would be October 24th. They give us like, I don't know, 5 minutes. I think that's it. If they ask a lot of questions, if we have them all.
So a question on
Yes, that's-
something, yeah, should, are we now referring to this as just house tour?
They want to call it the Tricentennial House.
Okay, but no garden reference in the title.
Correct.
That's-
There will be a garden, but
Yeah.
no reference in the
Yeah.
title. Yeah. I have concerns about what you're saying here in fundraising,
Mhm.
given our little discussions. So I think that needs to either go away or be redirected to Ginny or Kathy.
I think we have to mention that we're relying on fundraising, so.
I know, but you're talking about that, we formed the 501(c)(3) and you're talking about how we, because you're reporting on this committee, are selling bricks and getting sponsorships. And I think that needs to be changed.
Yeah, since the last,
Right, like.
Last
we
report,
didn't-
it was-
we have no fundraising working group. Anyway. That's Marcos.
thank you. Anybody else? So we'll clean that up and, I'll give the report to the select board if they'll have me.
So
And
that's,
anybody else is welcome to attend. It might be nice if.
that's
more
scheduled
members
for
of the committee-
for Tuesday, October 21st. So if it's a quorum of the group, we just need to know that in advance so we can post a joint meeting.
Okay.
Okay, and then, other matters properly before the committee, I had, is Travis online? Is Travis there?
Yes.
I had a phone call with Travis today. And it took us into what I think is an excellent direction. Trying to bring him in.
I did.
Travis,
Hi.
you there?
I'm here. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I asked Travis about Friday, December 31st, 2026, which is New Year's Eve, on the threshold of our 2027. And Saturday, January 1st, 2027. And
January 21st? No,
January 1st.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we talked about, something, perhaps a first night or a first day, a day event and a night event on Saturday. We have the luxury of that first, day of 2027 being a Saturday. So, we could have something in the daytime and something in the evening that would either be a single event or something else. And then I want Travis to talk about his experience with a crane dropping a ball and also a bonfire. And he's familiar with what they do in the town of Groton. So why don't we start with the New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, Travis, tell us what you and I talked about a little bit.
Happy to. Yeah, Don called me this afternoon and asked about a first night event. I think it is a really cool event. I when Nord had their 150th, the rec department was involved in one big event, and first night was our big event. We really lucked out with weather. Ended up being 50 degrees, and we moved everything to the town common. We actually started the day with a 5K, like a family friendly, like carnival caper 5K. We had like entertainers throughout the night. I think we had a couple of bands play. We had some like carnival games. Boston Ice made pre-made ice sculptures, which we purchased, which actually weren't that expensive. I think we had like a horse, a dragon. And again, this was to celebrate their 150th. And we did that on New Year's Eve. And I've seen, obviously, with my family, we've been to a bunch of like family friendly New Year's Eve events as well. We go to Chatham first night a bunch because that's where my family's from, down the Cape. We're from Brewster, so we go to the Chatham first night. It's a very family friendly event. Yeah, and to Don's point, we did an early ball drop in front of the town hall. I was very friendly with a tree removal service company in Norwood, and we in the rec world, you love the things you do. We created a ball wrapped in Christmas lights. It was like a beach ball that we wrapped up in Christmas lights, and we had it drop from the crane. I think it was like 8 or 9 o'clock. But if you guys ever want to look at pictures, if you look at Google or Facebook, Norwood first night, it was a great night. We lucked out with weather, but I've had some experience with that. I think you guys had talked about doing a drone show or fireworks on New Year's Eve. I think coupling it with like a band performances or something along those lines would be a really good idea. And we're happy to help out and facilitate it in whatever way the committee needs. And to Don's other point, the bonfire, the town of Groton does that. They have Boy Scouts work with the fire department, and they pick up families' Christmas trees like mid-January, late January, and they just throw them all in a field that we have right behind our library. And at the end of January, they have a massive Christmas tree bonfire, and we have like games and stuff like that, and it's a big community event. And they charge like $10 or $15 for the tree removal, so they make a little bit of money. But it's definitely a heavy lift picking up all the trees.
Boy Scouts do that.
Boy Scouts do that in Groton, but
Here.
yeah.
Boy Scouts do it.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could work with the fire department, and if you could find a place to do it, that'd probably be your biggest hurdle, and do some sort of bond. And maybe partner with them.
So I wanted to, I really think that in the January, you know, is when we launch, and we should have something, some things. I know, Travis, we talked about the fireworks, which could actually start at like 5 o'clock because it's dark out, you know, early January. But then you could also have a really bad storm and nobody would show up. So I think you and I talked about an event that might be like, let's say, at Trotty or indoors in the gym or something like that. I don't know. So as we get closer, but I feel as though this committee should kind of focus on filling in that Friday, Saturday, even maybe Sunday, first night, first day of 2027, and having something that based on surprise. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Travis has such good experience with that. But if it's popular and we can fit it, then we could do it. I know St. Mark's a long time ago. They on Thanksgiving on Wednesday night or Thanksgiving. I think it was Wednesday night. Anyways, it was before their last football game. They'd have a huge bonfire on campus. And where I grew up on Main Street, we could see it. You could see it from my house on Main Street. And they had, they had kind of a band, a marching band, which was pretty good. But I was a kid, so I thought it was great. That type of thing. So,
Yeah, old fashioned events. Yeah.
yeah.
So Don, I have the New Year's Eve is a Thursday night.
2026.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Thursday night.
Yeah.
So New Year's Day is a Friday.
It's a Friday. Yeah.
So that would be the holiday. Okay.
Okay, everyone.
Yeah, everyone's off.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
You really have the whole weekend to pick something, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But the federal holiday would be. Oh, it would be Friday. Friday.
Yes, Friday would be New Year's Day.
You can make a weekend out of it.
Mhm.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
And the kids are out of school.
And it would be nice if it was
Probably happened a lot of
snowing
time.
and
Okay, I just wanted, I was very pleased with our phone call and I wanted to plant the seed here with the committee to let's plan something for that weekend. Get us started.
we have nothing else in January, right?
No,
We
we
have
definitely
nothing
have some months we have to,
Fill in.
Well, we could do two things, which is, what Travis, we could have that first night or, some type of event on January 1st. And then later in January, do the bonfire.
Travis, where did they have the bonfire? Because I can't imagine that they would let you use
It's
trees on fire here.
well, oddly enough, Marblehead on the North Shore, I know has one. They do it right on the beach. And in Groton, we have a very large baseball field right behind our town library, and they just do it right there. And that's where they do it. But I mean, if you go to Google and type in Christmas tree burning, town Christmas tree burning, I'm sure there's got to be dozens of towns that do that.
Mhm.
Pretty common community event to do, and it's a good one.
Mhm.
We could actually put it at the soccer field at Nary to celebrate what used to be the town dump.
Yeah, humble.
And yeah, John won the
So
field.
toxic waste from
And-
the smoke.
And
I'd be
an
worried about breaking the cap on that.
An
thing.
open burning dump for years.
Good old days.
Some old timers might say, gee, they reopened the dump.
To keep that stuff.
All set, Travis? I
Yeah,
really,
Thank
Congra-
you.
congrats on a great ice cream social, by the way. That was a good event. Great event.
Thank you.
And
what flavor did you get?
what's that?
What flavor did you have?
I didn't have any. I was on the run. I came right from flag football, which I hope you got some flag footballers that day. But the October has not been kind on the waistline, so I deferred on the ice cream. I should have, but
Okay,
and I know I might fill in with Phil and Vanessa in November. Logistics, if you ever need any logistics, obviously we run Trunk or Treat Heritage Day summer nights. So logistics, if you guys have any questions, concerns, set up stuff, feel free to give me a holler whenever you want.
Travis, you'll be hearing from me.
We'll see you Monday, right?
We'll see. I will be there, I think 7 a.m. So I hope the weather holds out. It's certainly not looking super. So
Did they ever cancel it?
from what I understand, Denise is our seasoned rec staffer. She said they've never canceled it. So we are there, rain or shine. Yeah, last year I think it was cloudy. And
Yeah, it was not great weather last year. It was cold.
yeah, and it's funny. It's literally been beautiful all month long, and I haven't looked at the weather, assuming hey it's going to be a nice day, and then I get like the freeze warning on my phone, and it's raining, and I'm like it's all falling apart before we get to Heritage Day.
Oh, yeah. It's
Weather-wise, everything else is fine.
Travis, were you listening in when we talked about supersizing summer nights?
Yeah, I was in and out. I think it's a great idea. I think you guys hit the nail on the head trying to capitalize on events that are going to have large crowds at. We already have a band that plays there for 2-3 hours, so maybe there's a way that you can get maybe like a bigger stage and make the band performances and have bigger bands and blow that out. I think it's a great idea.
You'll be hearing from Keith.
Yeah, I'd like to just kind of pick your brain and coordinate with you on that, Travis.
Yeah, whatever you guys need, I'm happy to help.
Terrific.
Thanks,
Okay,
Travis.
thanks a lot, Travis.
All right. I'll see you guys on Monday, and if I don't see you on Monday, hopefully see you in November.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Next meeting. Next meeting.
Okay, there it is. So next item on the agenda is our next meeting, November 12th or November 19th or another day. Are those both Wednesdays, Vanessa?
Yeah, but it's up to the group.
But we generally do the second Wednesday, right? And isn't that what we've been doing?
Second or third.
The third Wednesday, this room is not available. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's already booked on the 19th. It is free on the 12th. I'm not here available that night, but I had asked Travis if he could join you. If you chose that night.
The 12th.
Does it have to be a town employee or something, Charlie?
No, but he was hoping to join you at some point.
I mean, if he wants
Just
to,
assist
I
if you
just,
can.
yeah, I mean, I just don't wanna put somebody out that's, you know.
Sure, no, there's been an update to the technology in this room. You need to log into the town Zoom account.
Yep.
And start YouTube, but it's much easier to run this piece.
At some point, maybe one or more of us should get trained
Sure.
on that.
Sure.
You know, so that we don't always have to require
Yeah.
your time or
Yeah.
some employees' time, you know.
So are we going with the 12th?
I'd say we go with the 12th.
Well, sounds good.
Everybody,
Should work for me.
choice?
Sure.
Okay, November 12th. Next item on the agenda is to adjourn. We'll entertain a
So
motion
moved.
to adjourn. Motion's been made
Second.
and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?